What's up, party people? Android Stud here, and I have the beautiful Essential phone, and I wanted to do a 1 year later with this beautiful, gorgeous device. I picked this up last year when it released. I was one of the early adopters when this first released in 2017. It's been exactly 1 year. I still have the device. I started with the black one, and then I ended up selling the black one and getting the white one when the price dropped to $499. Now, when this phone was released, there was a lot of hoopla about the device. The creator of Android, Andy Rubin, started this company with Essential, and it was a hot device. He showed it off like a little leak of this bezel-less design, and everybody was excited about it. I mean, they were just jacked and pumped for it. But when this device came out, it came out real high, and that's one of the controversies with this device. It was the price, and also a lot of people gave the camera a hard time because it was a little undone, pre-baked, as you can say. But it came out at $699, and when I did my initial unboxing of this device about a year ago, I said that it was too much for this device. I thought they should have priced it at $549. Well, guess what? They later on dropped this phone to $499, and that's when I picked up this white one. I sold my black one, and I got this one for $499, and I thought it was a better price. Now, let's get into a couple things. First of all, let's talk about this beautiful design and build on this phone. Now, you have that ceramic back, which is so beautiful. You got your fingerprint display there. You got the connectors for your 360 camera. Dual cameras on the back. Right there, you got that 13 megapixel beauty there. Flash. Front facing camera is 8 megapixel. But it's got that titanium size, as you can see. It's just an absolute beauty, guys. I mean, it is an absolute beauty. Now, this comes in a few colors now. When it first released, it had that moon. It had that black moon. And then this pure white, and then they came out with an ocean depth, which was a limited edition, the stellar gray, the halo gray, but I stuck with the pure white. I really love the pure white. So as far as color and display, it's real strong. But the one thing I will say about this device is the black scratches easy, so you got to be careful with this device. Now, I got the white because you can't see the scratches on this phone. As you can see, you're not going to see anything. So I recommend you slap a skin if you got the black one or the gray one, or put a case on it, man. You're gonna want to slap a case on this phone. There's some cases out there. Check out my videos. I got some case reviews for this phone and also screen protectors, but there ain't a lot of those as far as screen protectors are concerned. Now, the displays, you can see it's that bezel-less beauty, 5.7-inch display. Now, it has that notch, or is that a notch, or is that just a dimple, or maybe a water drop? What do you guys call this here? Essential was one of the first phones, besides the Sharp phone that came out with a notch. Then later on, the iPhone came out with theirs, which was a little bit more hideous and ugly. And as we all know, everybody followed the iPhone, and the rest is history. So, but you got a 1312 by 2516 resolution. Just short of 2K. 2K is about 2560 by 1440. So it's an LCD panel. It gets bright. It gets real bright. You have no issues seeing, you know, your stuff here as far as, you know, Instagram, social media, you name it, man. You're going to be able to rock and roll on this device. But it's a beauty, man. You got that bezel-less design. It's just real nice. You got that front-facing camera there, and it's real hot. You got your fingerprint on the back here, which is pretty fast. I mean, I'm able to unlock it in no time, as you see there. Let me put this here. Boom. As you can see, bam. I mean, it unlocks in 2 seconds like that. So the fingerprint display is really good. Now, the cameras, that was one of the things that was just killing Essential when they first released this joint, is that the cameras were getting a hard time, but the software just wasn't ready for the camera, so they had to do some improvements on the camera. Like I said, you got the dual on the back, you got the front facing cameras. Before we get into the cameras, I want to talk about the video cameras. Now, the front-facing camera on this phone will do 4K. So if you want to rock some video and do your thing, you can go 4K on the front-facing camera. Not a lot of phones have that, so that's a win when it comes to the Essential phone. Now, as far as the camera's concerned, you know, they've had some you know, some improvements over the year. They updated the camera with constant updates. They updated the camera app. They added auto HDR. They added portrait mode on the rear camera. They added a flash on the front facing camera. They added a bunch of different things when it comes to this phone. Now, the portrait mode, rear camera, and the daylight shots are excellent. Still struggles at night for low lights, but if you're just taking regular pictures outside, you are good to go. You're not going to have any issues or problems when it comes to you know, when it comes to daylight shots or portrait mode. You're going to be able to rock and roll and get it done. Here's a nice little shot that I took of a little bobblehead of DJ Khaled. Another one, you know what I mean. But the camera has improved. Now, they improved the app. They did some features on the app, but the camera app needs a lot of help. They got to update the app. One of the problems that I see is when you take pictures with the camera app, the shutter's a little slow. It needs to be faster on here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like when you take a picture, it's just a little slow. I mean, sometimes it'll cook and it'll move. But processing the photos, and especially when you got to catch a shot, take a picture real quick, they need to improve that. Now, you can download the Google Camera app, which improves the quality of low light photos, improves the HDR on it. So you can use the Google Camera app. I'll leave a link down in the description so you can add that to your Essential phone so you can rock and roll with that. But the video cameras on here are pretty good. They don't have EIS, they don't have OIS, which is a bummer when it comes to video cameras. So that's not a win as far as Essential is concerned. But overall, the cameras are doable. If you're doing, it's not as good as a Samsung, an iPhone, or an LG, but you can get the job done, especially with that Google Camera app. Now, the back here, you got some connectors, and that's an added bonus when it comes to the Essential phones, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Now, you see this little guy here. This is a 360 camera, and it's really groovy, man, because you could do 360 video, pictures. You can go live on YouTube. You can go live on Facebook, and all you really do is slap this thing on here. You don't even have to charge it, bro. It just runs on its own. You slap it on the back, and then the camera app automatically opens up, and then you could do some 360 on this sucker, you know? Like, see, here I am in the room here, and I mean, it's just real hot as far as, you know, just taking video and stuff. Like, I'm gonna take some video now, and this is just me here. You can see me here doing video with it. You can see like my hands floating. So, I mean, that's a 360 camera. You could pick this up too for free as part of buying the Essential phone from Essential or even Amazon, or you could check out other places when it comes to those things. Now, the cool thing too is I love about Essential, man, is their accessories are excellent. Here is the Type-C connector, so you can plug in your headphones. The DAC on here is pretty good. They added some good DAC on here so you guys can listen to music. This is the charging cable. As you see, it's real high quality, and it's a fast charger, so you could do your fast charging on here and get it real good. Now, as far as the battery, it's a 3000 milliamp battery, and it lasts all day for me, especially on Android Pie, and I'm gonna talk about Android Pie here in a second. Android Pie has really improved the battery on it. So 3000 milliamp sounds small, but it's not. On this phone, you get all day battery, and like I said, you get fast charging, so you have no problems with that. Now, as far as the software, this thing debuted with Nougat 7.1.1, then it went to Oreo, then it went to Android Pie, and it went to Android Pie from day one. I mean, out the box, you were getting Android 9.0, just like the Pixel 2, the Pixel 2 XL, and the Pixel, and all the Pixels. So if you think about that, man, and you get Android Pie. It's one of the few devices that has the legit official software of Android Pie. And I'll tell you what, Essential has done a great job of reaching out to their customers, reaching out to the consumers, and updating this phone, and keep updating this phone on a daily basis. I mean, you got gestures on here, you got everything you want to do with Android Pie. You got adaptive battery, you have adaptive display, you got all kinds of stuff. You got your power feature here with your screenshot and everything else. So it's really, really cool. You got, I mean, it's just a real nice phone as far as having the latest software. You're gonna get it with the Essential phone. Let's talk about what it doesn't have. It doesn't have wireless charging, which is kind of a bummer. They were supposed to have a connector with this to have a wireless dock so you can put this in, but that hasn't happened yet. They're supposed to have an auto accessory so you could put your headphone jack here and you could still charge your phone at the same time. They still haven't released that, but they did announce that. I did a video on that if you want to check that out. Also, it's not IP68, so don't go swimming with this. If you're in the rain, you're out with your girl, you get a little wet, I think you're gonna be okay, but it doesn't have official waterproofing on it. Now, reception on this phone with T-Mobile is not the greatest. It's spotty at times. That's the one thing I'll say about this phone is the reception on T-Mobile. Some people say it has improved on Pi. I don't see it. It still struggles. I wish they would fix that. I don't know if it's the way the phone was built or what's going on, because it doesn't get that T-Mobile strong reception that I get on other devices. So that's kind of a bummer when it comes to this phone. So those are the things it really doesn't have. As far as the company's concerned, we all know that they said they're going to go out of business. There's rumors that they're not going to make the PH2. But you know what? If they do, that phone would be slamming. I think it would be a hot device. I think it's something that they should make. And it's possibly something they might make. But as far as the Essential 1 year later, I think it's a hot device. Right now, you can get it off the Essential website for $399. You can grab it on Amazon probably for cheap. You could probably grab it off of Swappa. It's gone as low as 220 bucks for this device. This thing is packing an 835 Snapdragon, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. So you're getting pretty good specs on the device. Now, the camera is debatable, but it does get some good shots as far as the camera is concerned. But would I recommend this phone a year later? Yes, I would, especially for the price, because you could grab this for 200, 300 bucks. Man, you can't lose with that. You cannot lose with that. And then if you could pick up that 360 camera and you can have some fun with it, hey man, I think it's a win. So that'll do it, man. Follow me on Twitter at Android Stud, also Instagram, Facebook, and Google+. If you guys have any questions about this phone, where to get cases, screen protectors, let me know, man. I'm the guy when it comes to the Essential phone. I got your back. Thanks for watching. Peace.